What's up, guys? It's WebSoak here, and today I'm introducing WebSoak City. As many of you may be well aware, I've been building the entire New York City subway in Minecraft for quite some time now. We've gone from old school minecarts to modded minecarts to full-scale trains, and that's something I started doing way back in 2018, back when I was still in high school. Years later, and now I'm in college, and time goes on, and I'm only getting older, and I do eventually want to move on to something new. So today I'm introducing my final series, WebSoak City. So what is WebSoak City, and did I actually name the city after myself? Well, to answer that, yes I did. I mean, if we're the ones building the city, if I founded the city, why wouldn't I name it after myself? It only seems logical. So, WebSoak City takes Minecraft city building and puts a gamified twist on it, rather than existing as another generic old Minecraft city set in the present day or one set in the medieval times. This city operates in a moving timeline. A moving timeline, you say? What in the hell is that? Some of you may remember a series I ran in 2021 called New Appalachia, in which case you'll already be familiar with the basic concept of a timeline city. Simply put, WebSoak City will start in the year 1854 and gradually move towards the present day at a rate fast enough for the timeline element to impact the series, but slow enough to allow each time period to leave its mark on the city and allow us to experience the city throughout those years. But 1854, you say? Well, there's no smartphones or pretty colored screens. What would you even do in 1854? So far back, what would you even build? What about the fun stuff we have today, like cars, planes, and trains? Why not start in the year 1900 so you can use the subway cars you've been modeling much faster? Well, we actually have an answer to that question, and that is New Appalachia City, where we constantly found ourselves having to cheat elements of the timeline to allow for rail-related infrastructure to exist that should have been built in the mid to late 1800s, specifically mainline and elevated railways, often competing for build time with the subway systems that should have been taking the spotlight at that time instead. Things such as mainline railroads, trolleys, elevated transit, and other commuter services in America were often built in the mid to late 1800s. And then, of course, there's the basic problem of the road because, with the road system, if we just skip to the 1900s, like with New Appalachia, then again, we're constantly backtracking the timeline for the roads as well, which doesn't make very much sense. So although you could still make the claim that Midwestern cities, like this one's set in Ohio, Midwestern cities would have even been founded earlier on in the 1800s, 1854 made a good compromise for that. And, I don't just want this city to focus on transit. I want this to focus on everything to do with the city. The neighborhoods, the hotels, the shops, parks, squares, plazas, sewers, the government, the police, the schools, the weird, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything too. The world will still feature private companies like New Appalachia. However, railroad companies will be heavily regulated in order to prevent them from creating a chaotic mess for everyone's hard work, and in order to prevent lazy railroad builders. No one in particular, just something we've had as a problem in previous worlds. Let's say that. Now, WebSoak City will still feature the contracting system that New Appalachia had. However, again, it's going to be more strict. So, one thing that's going to be a big deal now is people will not be able to have a railroad unless they actually contribute to the world. And even then, the railroads are going to be treated more like factions. I know I keep touching on this subject of railroads, but it is a pretty major developmental part of cities, especially in the US. It was pretty major, guys. And, a lot of the fans on this channel are train enthusiasts. So, will you be seeing the New York City subway stock that I've been modeling for the past few years? Yes, you will. I plan to make a subway system similar in style to the New York City subway. So as we go through time, you will see those in service at one point or another, so that'll be pretty cool. Now, to answer the next major question, just how does the timeline work? As mentioned before, the city will start in the year 1854 and gradually move towards modern day. But just how does it pull that off? I mean, yeah, it's great you have this idea, but how are you actually going to make it work? Well, it works just like this. The city will have theme restrictions based off of the year, meaning builders have to build stuff that actually made sense in the year and was technologically possible. The timeline itself works like this. Every 3 to 4 days, you finished a month. And after 24 days, you have a new year. As the years go on, builders can start using whatever technology becomes available in that year. For example, until the 1900s, the vast majority of roofs were sloped. So until flat rooftops were popular amongst residential units, new buildings will feature sloped rooftops. Another example, asphalt roads did not become a thing until the 1900s, so prior to, all roads will either be dirt or cobblestone, and so on with various things. Simply put, if it wasn't invented or feasible yet, then it isn't going to be used until that point has been reached. But this is going to be a massive Minecraft city, and we're in it for the long haul. So those cool things and more will eventually make their way into the city as the timeline progresses and allows for them. So I invite you to join us on a trip through the past and watch as this city evolves from a middle-of-nowhere town to a massive metropolis. Builder applications are also open in the Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe and like if you're new. I'm WebSoak, and I'm saying goodbye. Thank you so much for watching.